Shane Osayande, and this is a Toben podcast.
It is a beautiful day outside. It's 30 plus degrees for the first time in I don't even know how long. It must have been over a year. We've been praying for this weather. We've been craving this weather. We've been asking God for this weather, and God now gave us this weather. Devo, talk to us about the weather, man. What you feeling about it?
It better stay like this. It's May. My birthday's around the corner, so it better stay like this.
Oh yeah, you a crazy Gemini. I forgot you crazy Gemini. Crazy Gemini.
We haven't even started the show yet.
Yeah, man. We said we haven't started the show, but it's okay. We get a little bit of a banter. But it's crazy though, because today we're actually we're back with another edition of the Toben podcast, and obviously today's guest is a very special one. You know, someone that I've seen grow up. I've been friends with his brother for many years. He is a CEBL champion, which we're going to get into later on. He's also a O Sport or Sport or UA U Sport, whatever they're called. I don't even know what they're called anymore. You know, he's done some things over there in the U Sport. We got Shane Osayande in the building today. How you doing, Shane?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
And thanks for coming on the show. We always get the show started off with a little bit of a game. So, Devontae, what you got for us today, man?
All right, Shane. We always like to start the show, pick your brain a little bit, get the conversation going with a game we like to call overrated or underrated. I'm going to give you a series of things, whether it's basketball related or non-basketball related, and you're simply going to tell me if it's overrated or underrated. We get the point of the game?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. First one we're going to do, Zach LaVine over there in Chicago Bulls.
He's underrated.
He's underrated?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next one, Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
Ooh.
Dairy Queen's underrated. Dairy Queen's underrated.
Dairy Queen is underrated to me. Chick-fil-A. We have 2 locations here in Canada now. What you think about it?
That's overrated. It's overrated.
It's overrated. It's overrated. Hey, I think they need to expand, so I don't even blame you for thinking that way. All right. A potential defensive player of the year candidate, Ben Simmons. Is what he is?
I say he's underrated just because a lot of people throw salt on his name just because he can't shoot. But I personally think that he does a lot of other things that without the shooting that still makes him a great player just by guarding 1 through 5. So yeah, he's underrated to me.
That is fair to say. I think he deserves the defensive player of the year, but that's just my opinion. Krispy Kreme donuts.
Overrated.
Thank you. Thank you. They are so dud. Like, I don't understand the hype about it. Last one. Girls love it. I don't. But don't let my bias control your decision. Chipotle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's overrated.
It's overrated. Okay. Me and Shane on the same band today. That concludes our game to start off the show.
It's overrated.
Hey, Shane, I got to ask you, what has 2020/2021 been like for you?
2020 and 2021?
Yeah. Like the pandemic as a whole.
It was tough just because I had to come home from Spain, and I was on a really good team and felt that we was going to win the championship.
Mm-hmm.
So that was tough, and then just always being inside, not having that much to do, and the whole no gyms and stuff like that. But with the bad, there was also the good. Just spending time alone and getting the opportunity to read more and learn more, and yeah, just taking advantage of that. That's how my 2021's been.
Other than reading, what have you been focusing on during this time?
Probably learning like more about options trading and crypto.
I feel like everybody's in crypto these days, man. Everyone's in crypto these days. Stocks, bonds, all that stuff. You know, definitely a good thing to get into for everyone listening to this is it's a crypto. And any way you can invest your money and build your money is always a good way to do that as well. So any advice you want to give on cryptocurrency?
On crypto and on, I probably want to tell people to kind of buy the rumors, sell the news. That's kind of like a quote that I've been just like going my day-to-day motto, and just don't get scared when stuff starts going down. Well, that's me personally. Like, I won't get scared. Everybody to each is their own, but I would recommend sometimes when you see the red, don't start panicking, losing sleep. Just know, like, it's a cycle. Stuff what goes down comes up and stuff like that.
No, for sure. You have a pretty large family. What does family mean to you?
Yeah, family is everything. I have a real big family, and I don't know, just knowing that these people are loyal to you, these people believe in you, they trust in you, and just to reciprocate that. I mean, sometimes, you know, you go on certain teams and you build families, like team families, and yeah, it just really means a lot, just having people that will go to war with you.
Fair enough. Was there any family member that got you into the game of basketball?
Yeah, Amen. My eldest brother got me into the game of basketball. Just always watching him hoop. He was always on all the best teams and the AAU teams and the best schools and stuff like that. So
Right.
getting to see great basketball, just wanted to copy him.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I got a question for you though, and one that might, speaking of Amen, something that I don't know if you feel too comfortable talking about this, but I asked him, you know, something that only you guys in the family would know. He asked me to ask you, what was your nickname growing up from your family?
Oh, my nickname. I had a lot of. My dad would call me Milky. My dad would call me Milky
That's the one I heard about. That's the one I heard about.
because I loved milk. I loved drinking milk. And I don't know how you couldn't as a kid, but that was my thing.
Fair enough.
I like that.
I like milk too. I like milk too. But I gotta ask you though, you know, did your older brothers, Eman and Amen, did they always used to beat you in one-on-one? And when did you finally beat them?
Yeah, my older brothers always beat me. They Eamon especially was whooping me until probably a year in college, and E-Man was whooping me probably till like in high school. High school that kind of changed. I have another brother that kind of changed in high school too. But for sure, Eamon was like the goal. That was the benchmark. I used to train with a guy out in Ottawa, one of my boys, and I would always tell him like, "Yo, I gotta beat my brother," and he would always push me. And anytime I got tired, he's like, "Yo, your brother's training right now, man." And then yeah, just kept getting better and better, and then got back to the city and played him, and yeah, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm past you." So,
That's some
yeah.
good motivation right there.
And that's how it goes, man. I'm jealous of you. I didn't have no damn brothers. I have two younger sisters, so there was nothing like that for me. But Shane, this being a Toben series, you know, what does Toben basketball mean to you?
Toben means everything. It's a fun atmosphere just to be a part of the team. Like everybody gets along, everybody's cracking jokes. Whether you're in the game, you're cracking jokes, you're on the bench cracking jokes. Coach Tony is just a great guy, great character, always just looking out for everybody and just wanting the best. Everybody wants the best for each other. So I really love Toby.
And you know, everybody's answer is different. How did you meet Coach Tony?
I met Coach Tony through E-Man.
Okay.
E-Man kind of put me on. So E-Man told me that, hey, there's this team. I know you're still waiting. I think I was probably waiting to go to the NBL. And E-Man introduced me to Tony, say, hey, you should come out play. And then I met with Tony and we talked, and then he put me on one of those mega city teams. And yeah, just went from there.
Okay. I'm gonna hit you with some quick hitters here. Your favorite Toben moment?
My favorite Toben moment. Man, there's a lot that I can't really
Pick one.
We win a lot, man, at Toben, but we also I know my worst moment. I don't know my best. I can't decide. I know my worst one though.
Okay, go ahead.
My worst one was losing to you. Worst one was losing to you guys. We never lost that game. We should have lost that game. That was yeah. We ended up playing you guys in the Pink City final. I think we was up, and there was just a defensive miss communication with me and Jamal. I think we went in timeout. We said we're gonna switch everything, and that was just like a late communication. And then I think Terrell got open for the three, and he hit the three, and that was the game. But we shouldn't have lost that game.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Never underestimate RWI, man. Never underestimate RWI.
Now,
I ain't gonna say nothing because it's y'all podcast. But
Well, go right ahead, man. Go right ahead, man. We like to hear the smoke, man.
No, that was a strong team full of young boys that was really hungry. So that was It was a good
Yeah.
team.
No, for sure. Favorite Toben teammate?
Favorite Toben teammate. Ah,
I know there's a lot of those too.
yeah, I do a lot. Like I like Nabil and Braden. Always positive energy with me, man. Always positive. Dinjo's always funny. Dinjo, Devontae, he's funny.
Like this Devontae or Devontae Williams?
Other Devontae.
Other
I'm
Devontae,
not. I'm a host right now. I'm a co-host. I'm not in this.
other Devontae, Nolan, everybody, man. It's just fun. So those guys for sure, always positive energy, positive vibes, whether they're playing or on the bench.
Okay.
True. You decided to stay in Canada for university. Why did you choose to stay in Canada and not decide to leave the States like everyone else was doing?
I didn't choose. It was almost kind of like self-sabotage myself multiple times, and that's how I ended up staying in Canada. And then I went to college in Canada, and then some stuff happened with the coach. The coach just dipped out on us, and I went to Ottawa. I went over to a school in Ottawa called Algonquin, and trained. And then I went back over to Saskatchewan because he had recruited me while I was at Lakeland, another Canadian school. And then it was just a whole lot of mess, but a whole lot of self-sabotaging. I would say that.
I don't want you to elaborate if you don't feel comfortable, but just so people understand, is there how do I put this into words? What is the biggest thing that athletes, especially people in grade 12 and 50, are kind of go into thinking, oh, I need to go here, I need to go there, I need to go there? Because, you know, Devontae and I, even your brother E-Man, I'm sure you've heard it when you're coming around our kids as well. We hear a lot of kids in grade 12, 50 or say they need to go to the States, they need to go to the States, they need to go to the States. What's your opinion on that?
Like I'll say, it's one of those things I would be like, it's overrated, but there's definitely an experience there that, you know, you can grow anywhere, but there's definitely an experience there about going to the States and having that whole culture. They're very proud of their sports, but staying in Canada for some of these athletes, like I could even attest to with my age or a little younger, if some of these athletes didn't go to the States and they stayed in Canada, I believe that they would have had a better career or a further career. The career would have been extended. So I would tell the kids, just if you're going to the States, make sure you're going to a team that it really needs you and they're looking for you, where you're not just going to be a piece and you might have to transfer the next year, or the coach might leave and stuff, a whole bunch of things.
Fair enough. Why is Saskatchewan not somewhere like a big time school like Ryerson or Carleton?
I ain't gonna lie, man. When I was in Ottawa, I didn't play. I just took out the whole year. Our team was 20 and they were undefeated. It was a good team. I was just practicing with them. And then I made a lot of noise in the city just by playing in the tournaments and in the men leagues, and then like Ottawa U and Carleton.
Oh wow!
And then I really wanted to go to Carleton. I was going to go to Carleton, and some of the assistant coach was talking to me, and then they told me, Dave, I got to talk to Dave, and Dave's smart. So then I got on the phone with Dave, and he was kind of just like the complete opposite of like a recruiter. I was just like, hey, Mr. Smart, I heard that you want to talk to me. And he was just like, hey, I don't want to talk to you. You want to talk to me. I don't need you. You need me. Let's don't get this messed up. I forgot what he said, but it was just like that energy where it was just like, I don't care what you've been doing, the noise you've been making, you're a nobody until you prove something here. But younger me, at the time now, I'll be like, okay, cool, I'll accept this challenge, blah, blah. Younger me was just like, yo, who you talking to? Don't talk to me like that, which was, I don't want to say it was a mistake because things still turned out great for me. But when I heard that conversation, it wasn't like he sold me on coming to Carleton. It was just like, I'm not going to this school. And then I ended up going to Saskatchewan, and yeah, that was my story.
Fair enough. Who were some of your teammates that you were close with at Saskatchewan, still keep in touch with till this day?
Trevor, he was like a power forward. He was one of the best shooters I've ever seen. Trevor, Chan, people know him as Captain Crunch. He be doing like the mixtapes. He doing a lot of people mixtapes.
Okay.
Bam Lawrence, he's on the Rattlers team too. He was our point guard, American point guard. Still keep in touch with him. And some other guys, Joseph, John Halverson, just a whole bunch of guys. Still keep in touch with them.
Mm-hmm. Who is someone during your U Sport year that, whether it's a teammate or wow, tongue twister, clearly, or an opposing player that you looked at and smiled every time, knowing that they were going to guard you because you're about to kill them?
Huh.
Oh, that was any day in practice or anytime we played. Man, the whole league, to be honest. But Calgary, I knew I was going to do my thing. Like I was going to go crazy, but we would always lose, which pissed me off. Mm-hmm. But they had amazing guards, but they didn't have any bigs. So it would always be a field day for me. But at the end of the day, it's all about winning. So I have crazy stats, but then you look up at the scoreboard, we lost by 6, you lost by 4, lost by 10, whatever. Yeah.
That must have been some of the hardest time for you to be able to go through, knowing that you're still putting all that work, but then still came up short at the end. So shout out to you for being able to pull through it. But I want to ask you, can you give us your best or worst moment at Saskatchewan?
My worst moment would be my injury. We was in the Final Four, and this is the year we go to Nationals was being hosted in Toronto. So I'm never in the city. So it was like I'm about to come back. Playing for a different team. Everyone's going to be there. It's at Ryerson. And then the Final Four, walkthrough. It wasn't even like practice. It's walkthrough for the game. And the Global News is there. So it's on YouTube. Global News is there. They're recording. I go for a putback and just terrible land. My feet clip the legs of John. And then I fall. And then, grade 3 sprain. So that means I completely tore the ligaments in my left ankle. And that was in the Final Four, so that was tough. And then I had to end up going to Nationals on a scooter and in a boot, just scootering around. So that was my tough. And I guess my best moment, I don't know. I had a lot of great moments in Saskatchewan. I can't even really say. Like all the goals that I set out for myself, I accomplished them. So I guess it would be probably getting a Canada West All-Star or something like that. Probably my best move.
I actually wanted to touch up on that with you real quick. What did that award mean to you to get the All-Canadian second team?
That award, man, it meant a lot. Actually, I was kind of upset. I still feel I should have been a first team All-Canadian.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
You averaged a double-double that year, to be honest with you. Sorry to cut you off, but you averaged a double-double that year, so there's no reason why you couldn't be, the first team or whatever.
Yeah, and that was the second year because the year before that I averaged like 13 and 10, but I only played half the season because my left foot was recovering. And then that year, for sure, I felt a lot of things. I felt I should have been first team. I felt I should have been on the university FISU team, but you know how those stuff go. But it meant a lot because I put in a lot of work, and I still remember just going to my school's athletic banquet and just seeing all the kids getting all the awards of the kids who got the first team conference awards, the All Canadians. I still remembering to myself, man, these are the kids who I kept seeing in the gym. This is the kid who I seen in the weight room. So I told myself, if I'm in there as much as they are, I'm gonna get the same type of treatment, same type of awards. And that's what I did. And I would see them in the weight room in the mornings and stuff like that. And at the end, it all came to fruition. So you just gotta stay down, believe in yourself.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you on that. On believing on yourself for real.
Hard work pays off, and I'm sure there's some things that happened in between. But after university, you get an opportunity to play overseas in Spain and Venezuela. What was that experience like over there?
Spain was dope. Spain was just like a dream come true. That was kind of like a goal that I've always wanted to go to. I was like, I want to get to Spain. Just getting there and just seeing the lifestyle. Like it was like you got to make sure you stay focused because they're always so vivid and just love partying. I love partying and doing things like that, and just very touristy. So you can just kind of just go walk outside of your front yard is just a nice strip of, you know, cafes where you could get tapas, which is just like little snacks or appetizers, what we would call them, and stuff like that. So I really, really enjoyed Spain, and I love the basketball. I always felt like they're very technical, so they taught me a lot too, basketball wise. And then Venezuela, I didn't know that until I got there, that this place is dangerous. Like, I kind of just went there, didn't do my research, and just got there. And then when I got there, you know, we're driving around, you just see the army and you see the guns on the streets and stuff like that. And they're telling us, yeah, you can't go to the stores. Make sure you keep your phones in your pocket. And like, guys in the league have got robbed at gunpoint and stuff. You're just hearing different stories. I'm just like, oh wow, like this is what I signed up for. But it was a great experience, because there was like NBA guy, like Nate Robinson was in the league, and
Oh wow.
there's like a couple NBA players or guys who just fell out the NBA. So it was a great league.
I got to ask you one question since you brought up Nate Robinson. Did you watch the Nate Robinson versus Jake Paul fight that happened a while ago?
Honestly, I didn't watch it. I just seen the ending. I just seen the meme.
What was your thoughts on it?
That was tough. I feel like if you're gonna lose in boxing, to go out like that, like, mentally know they're gonna make memes on you, and like it's a tough world we live in. And like, I don't know how he's coping with that, but yeah, it's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, so let's take Spain for instance. Let's take out Venezuela, because we know that was a little bit rougher. Give us a rundown of a typical day in Spain, from start to finish. You wake up in the morning. What you do? How do you end your night?
Okay, I'll wake up in the morning. I'll wake up around like 8 or 9, and then after that, probably have always oatmeal, eggs, a little smoothie.
I like it.
That's the go-to for me. And then just head over to the gym. We had like an ample gym time. It was from like 10 to 4. So I'll just get in the gym. Me and my teammate Junior, he's from Jersey. We would get into the gym. We'll go hoop, put up some shots, come back, get a little snack or whatever, and then go out to practice. Now, practice was like 40 minutes away. We'd get drove into practice in Badalona, practice, watch film, lift, whatever, rete. And then after practice now, which is like 2.5 hours, we probably end up we'll get back now to Pratt and then go to Barcelona, hop on the metro, which is like the train subway station, get to Barcelona. And Barcelona is just like a main hub. You just see people from all over the world, a lot of English-speaking people, always an activity, always something to do. And then, yeah, that's a usual day. We had to stop doing that, though, because we were looking at our steps on our phones and, like, you know, our iWatches, our Apple Watches, and realized we were taking like 22 steps outside of basketball, 22,000 steps outside of us on the court. You can't do that for a whole year, especially when you playing. You just tire, wear your legs out. But that was definitely good times.
Hey, that for everybody listening, that's one for everybody listening. This is what happens after school, man. You're done school. There's no more portion. We just had Eddie Robinson on a IG live, and he talks about how, you know, you have your certain segment out for the game, for the basketball game, and then you have a bunch of leisure time. So it's nice to see, because not everybody gets that experience to go to a hub like Barcelona and spend time. Obviously, you guys minimize that, but that's nice to hear. Now, what I was going to say here next is Spain is a soccer country, as we all know, and the fans are loud and they're supportive for their team. In your situation, were the fans like that for basketball?
Yeah, the fans are loyal, and they're big fans. They love their sports, whether it's basketball, soccer, because there's so many different little cities, and then like the cities in those cities, it's like a rivalry. They hate that city that was just like maybe 30 minutes away, and their fans are just crazy, just throwing pennies at you or screaming at you, just rate. A lot of the times, though, you would hear sometimes racist remarks, but you have to kind of like get past it and try to just be level-headed and just remember you're out here for business, stay professional. But it's love. your side loves you because after the game, there's a bunch of kids who are coming onto the floor, you're signing autographs, taking pictures with you. You get home, you got like probably 20 to 60 kids, new kids just trying to follow you or even just messaging you in Spanish too, in Spanish or in English. Yeah, so it's love, and it's always a great time, and just to know that someone out there is looking up to you.
I just have one question before we continue. Sorry to cut you off, but I want to know, you mentioned a second ago that there's a lot of racial or a few racial slurs that you endured and stuff like that. But how do you stay focused still? You know, like how do you still stay focused even hearing that stuff? Well, I don't know what you heard, and obviously, and that we'll leave that to there. But how do you still stay focused and separate the slurs that you hear to business?
Just knowing just people are ignorant and just that they lack knowledge, and just knowing that, excuse me, it's not really who you are. It's something with them that they have to deal with. Like the issue's not like, okay, I'm black, man. Why do I have to be black? And trying to just looking down on yourself, but just even accepting who you are, knowing yourself. And then that's the key thing, just knowing who you are. A lot of those other issues don't really affect you as much, whether somebody's calling you a monkey or you're dark or whatever they're saying. And just, for me, just using that, like Kobe's one of someone I look up to, just using that energy and channeling it into your game, and just going out and busting the other team's ass, and then looking back at the same fan who's chanting like, hey, you can't stop me, man. That's how I deal with it.
Facts. Now, Shane, do you have a favorite memorable overseas moment?
My favorite overseas moment is just beating people I know.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's always beating some guys I know. I remember we beat Jabs, Newbie. We beat Ryan Edgem. Who else was out there with me? I beat Cliff Robinson. I think he was playing in the CBL. I beat some people. Anytime it's a game where I know you know who I am, and like we know each other, it's like, okay, forget
turn it up.
Yeah.
For sure. That's a good one. At least you get that. Bragging rights is a sweet revenge. Now, let's transition from overseas. Let's talk about the CBL and what they got going on. You know, what were your thoughts on the job the CBL has done over these years to develop their league?
It's done a great job, actually. Like, it surprised me with everything, like the way they treat the players, the way they set up the league, the way they try to accommodate the fans and everything. You see how the first year we had 6 teams, and they're still adding in new teams, us going into the bubble. They're always just trying to create innovative ways with the Elam ending. I feel like whoever's in charge and wherever their mindset is, it's on the right track, and the league will definitely continue to grow and become a big thing.
For sure. And kudos to the CBL. Now, was it weird playing in Canada again after being for overseas for quite some time?
Yeah, it was an adjustment. It was an adjustment to the Canadian game, because the Canadian game is very fast paced, up tempo, while the Spanish game is very technical and tactical, where it's just slow pace. You run your sets. Every team is running a set, trying to use the whole clock, and you come back to the CBL. You're the 4 or 5 man might just grab the rebound, just go.
Yeah.
Go, boom, kick, shoot, shot. You see a lot of the scores, 100s and something to whatever, while you go in Spain, the score could be like 70 to 67.
Oh, really? Now, we got to hear from Negus a little bit about his experience, but you go back to Saskatchewan 2018, 2019 year to play for the Rattlers. You know, that year you guys won a championship. How cool was it to win that championship during your pro career?
Oh, that was very cool, because for me, I had set out a goal where it was to bring a championship to the city for the university, because I went to university there.
Oh yeah.
And I failed in doing that. And I really took that to heart. I didn't really care about the whole all Canadian and the first team kind of West Awards or whatever. So excuse me. It was just more to me just to win. Like, it's all about winning. And going back now and seeing some of the familiar faces, seeing the people that were cheering for me when I was hurt, when I was sidelined or when I was playing well or playing bad, and they were in the fans, and just to bring the championship there, it really meant a lot for me.
I think that's so important. You see just a few players in the NBA where they start their career and they end their career there. You create a sentimental attachment, an emotional attachment. So that's nice to see that it comes full circle and you're able to deliver that to Saskatchewan. Now, as we come to a conclusion in our show, we always like to ask, is there anything about your past career in university or pro right now that you would change?
That's tough. I would. That's good. That's a great question. I would, I guess, change my thought process, which I would have matured a little earlier, and just listening to the coaches more. There's a lot of times where coaches they'll tell you to just do something that you find boring, like some of the fundamental things. Hey, you need to get up 50 form shots. But you just want to, nowadays you see the kids just want to be Steph Curry and, shoot threes or whatever. But in the long hindsight of things, or just looking long down the line, you realize these little things that they were telling you would have really helped your game, especially when you think about it and where you are now. It's like, man, yeah, if I did that, I would be different right now, this and that. And some of those things for me would have been, I hated when my coach would always tell me to work on my post game. Like, because I didn't want to be a post player, and he was always telling me, "Blah, boom, boom, boom." But when you look at it, it's always, even you see the guards, a lot of guards, DeMar DeRozan or some Kyle Lowry or whatever, Chris Middleton. You see some of them put their back to the basket, can hit that turnaround, can do a move and execute. So I think it's very important to just really trust the people around you.
Before I conclude, though, I want to ask one thing. We had Kadeem on. His episode will come on soon, but we had Kadeem on, and Kadeem was talking about how he was always perceived as a center because of his height. Obviously, you're not as tall as Kadeem and everything like that, but I want to ask you, though, when you first walked in the gym, being how tall you were and strong and stuff like that, were you always perceived or looked at before you got to your pro career as a center?
Yeah, for sure. Sure. I feel like being in Canada, if you're 6'5" or taller, yeah, even 6'5", 6'6", probably. You get on the court, you go to runs, and the first thing someone's going to say is like, "Hey, big man, come send me a screen. Come send me a screen." Even though you could be a player where you want them to set you a screen, but since you're the tallest, now you got to guard the other team's tallest, who might be taller than you. Yeah. And then everyone on your team, like, if you're trying to win, everyone can't shoot. So then for me, how I looked at things as was, everybody can't do this, and I just love winning. So I would do anything I can to win. So whether it was rebounding or playing defense, and I realized I started to excel at those things, and a lot of people don't like to do the dirty stuff. Like everyone wants to be known as the Jason Tatum that scored 50 instead of being known as the Tristan Thompson that's always going to guarantee you 13 rebounds, 8 points type stuff. So yeah, that's how it was for me.
That's a great way to put it. Now I'm gonna hit you with some quick hitters here again, kind of coming off the game of basketball. Singer or rapper?
Would I want to be a singer or a rapper?
If you have to pick between the two.
Would I be like the greatest of, like, would I be the greatest rapper?
The greatest of, no, it's a good question. The greatest of either or. The greatest singer, the greatest rapper.
You see,
you'd have to build there, though, I'm assuming. I'm assuming you mean that, Devontae.
Yeah.
I would want to be like the greatest rapper just because of that recognition, but I personally would use singing. Like, I would rather be the greatest singer because I ain't gonna talk to people anymore or females. I'm just gonna the whole conversation just to be a song.
Hey, he thinking different. Now, give me your top 3 singers of all time.
Top 3 singers of all time. Oh, this is gonna be biased because I don't really know too many.
And that's fine.
You just have to go with my favorites, and for sure, Alicia Keys has to be there. Alicia Keys. Who else is a good singer? I like some of Whitney Houston's songs when she was they made that Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. Okay, so Alicia, Whitney Houston, and the singer. Will be my third one. I guess I'll just put Beyonce, but I feel like my singing thing is not. I don't really know that too many singers, so I have to just go with Beyonce.
Okay. Hey, nobody's gonna argue that list either. Now, who would stars you in a movie about your life?
Who stars me? Can I say myself?
No, you cannot say yourself.
Who's starring me in a movie about my life?
And it can't be your brothers or family members either.
Has to be a celebrity of some sort.
All right, I'm probably just. I want everybody to watch it, so I have to go with whoever's popping. I'm gonna go like Michael B. Jordan
You gotta go Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan's that guy right now.
or like Denzel or somebody, because like my movie gotta be that.
A hit.
Yeah.
Respectfully. Now, we always like to sorry. Which player would you compare yourself to in the NBA? I wanted to ask you this a lot earlier when we had your spiel on it, but I'd love to know who you compare yourself to.
Okay, who I compare myself to. All right now, for me, I'm just always gonna do. I'll probably say like a PJ Tucker type, where it's just like I'm just gonna do all I'm just a utility guy. I could do like a jack of all trades. I could do a little bit of everything. I could guard. I could switch out onto smaller guys and knock down the open shot. Yeah, I'll say that.
Okay. And we'll lock in with that. And how we like to conclude our show here, Shane, is a game called In a Perfect World. So I'm going to put you through this scenario. And all you're going to do is fill in the blanks, really. Right? And I'm really interested to see this one, actually. Steven, get your phone ready. Me and Steven like to fill in these blanks as well as we go along with every person. So don't mind us if you see us on our phone for this last one. Now, you're done high school. You've done all you could do. You are a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. You got every school in the country D1 wise. Where are you going? And give us your 2 cents why.
Kansas.
That was quick.
Kansas.
That was quick.
If you know anything about me, you know Kansas. For some reason, as a kid, I used to play college hoops, and it was always
Kansas
Jayhawks. And I still remember I watched like most of all of their games when they won with Mario Chalmers and Brandon Rush. Brandon Rush is one of my favorite players.
Okay.
And then so Kansas had to be Kansas.
Okay, we got a Bill Selfer over here. That's finally we got a Jayhawk. Was it Rock Chalk Jayhawk?
Rock Chalk Jayhawk, yeah.
Yeah, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. So you're in Kansas. You're in Lawrence, Kansas. And you do what you got to do. You're first team all Big 12.
Big 12, yeah.
Big 12, right? First team all freshman. You do what you got to do. And you know how this works. You're in the lottery section. But you can't pick where you want to go in the lottery. You can kind of verbally dictate, when I went on this workout, I liked it. You know what I'm going with this. You can't pick where you want to go. But if you did in a perfect world, where would you go? And again, your 2 cents why.
Take a couple seconds before you announce. Let Devontae and myself get to text each other. But take a moment. Take a moment to really think it out.
Man, this one's crazy.
You locked in, Devontae?
Yes, same as yours.
Okay.
I have to go to a team where it's like where when I do well, I could become one of their all-time greats. Like I ain't trying to go to.
Well, you're out the picture, Steven.
I ain't trying to go to like the Lakers or like
No, that's a great way to think about it too. Okay. That definitely minimizes some teams there. That cancels out a lot.
Who would like I need a bum team. I'll probably try to mess around and try to be the greatest Sacramento Kings.
I
try to pass Chris Webber and those.
Weber? Yeah. Okay. No, that's a good. Okay, I like the way you're thinking. We don't got a lot of guys on here thinking like that. So I like where this is going so far. You go to Kansas, you're part of the Jayhawk. You get you're in a lottery pick and you go to Sacramento. You're in Northern California. Okay? So now you're done your rookie years, your 4 years, and you are the franchise player coming up into this next stretch of your career. Now, not realistic, but we aren't in a perfect world because I know Sacramento is not really good on taxes. But you have the luxury to bring over 2 players in the NBA. Here are the rules. Your first, hell no, Steven. Your first,
All right.
your first person you can pick is either a rookie or a vet, right? And then your second person either has done 4 years or more in the NBA, so they're considered a vet in this case. Again, let me reiterate that. The first person has to be either a rookie or a vet. I mean, a rookie or a sophomore. And then after that, after those first 2 years, we're going to consider them as vets in this case. So who are those two players going to be, given the fact that you are in this lineup too? So whether you're going to put yourself at the 2, 3, 4, 5, just put that into consideration. You are not the coach in this case.
Okay.
I've locked mine in. I'm waiting for Devontae.
Actually, you know what? You might be right. But I'm gonna switch it up here since you already said that.
So I'm gonna need pretty much like two vets kind of and one rookie.
No, one rookie,
One vet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm probably gonna have to go with
Just to switch
I
it up.
want somebody he don't play defense.
He's thinking.
Hey, he's trying to win. He's trying to win. We in the West.
I'm gonna go with Ja.
Oh.
Okay, switch it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
And I'm gonna go with I need an amazing big. So it's either Embiid or AD. They both be getting so much. But I'm probably go with AD. Ja, AD, and I get one more.
No, that's it. That's it. But you know what? Since we are here, put in one more just for the sake of it.
Ja, AD, and I just need like a defense. Ja, AD, probably. Oh yeah, Ja, AD, KD.
Ja, AD, KD. I like the scenario a lot. We have a Jayhawk, went to Sacramento, Northern California, and picked two guys we don't usually hear about. That concludes our perfect game. So I appreciate you for that. One last question. There's a lot of NBA going on right now, but who throughout the season, you know what? I'm going to turn on the TV today and I'm watching because I love to watch their game.
I only watch AD and KD.
AD and KD. He's keeping it simple. All right.
Hey, Shane, we ask all of our guests this last question to conclude the show, but we want to ask you, who is somebody that you like to see on Talk Your Exposure? But here's the kicker, though. You have to help us get them on the show. Excluding Toben guys.
Excluding Toben guys. Who would I want to see as an interview? And it has to be a celebrity?
You have celebrities?
Do you have somebody that you think would love to, that has great banter and, love to talk about their career? Of course. If that so happens to be a celebrity, of course.
I'm a funny guy, so it's gonna have to be like a comedian. I would want you to see you guys interview like Dave Chappelle or somebody that's gonna make me laugh at the same time as I want to like shed some light. And I feel like Dave Chappelle do that. Talk about current events and be funny.
Dave Chappelle would be great to have on the show. He's been announced a couple times on this show, so definitely be good to have him on the show. The question is though, can you help us get him on?
I mean, I could say I'm gonna help you guys. And
funny guy right here. Funny guy. He got a couple of jokes himself.
I'll try. I'll do my part and try to get Dave Chappelle on the show.
That'd be dope. If we do, we'll definitely give you major shout outs on that one. Hey Shane, where can our viewers and our loyal people follow you on Instagram or on social media?
Just Shane Osayande, just my full name, nice and easy. You can find me on Facebook or whatever, or Instagram under that handle, or it's either gonna be that or Shizzy Shane.
Shizzy Shane. Okay. Any shout outs you want to give to anybody before we conclude?
Shout out to Tony. That's probably the biggest shout out that I have to give. Shout out to Tony for everything he's done for all the Toben players, and yeah, this is a Toben podcast, so definitely gotta give him respect for everything.
You got it locked and loaded with another edition of the Toben podcast. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to Talk Your Exposure on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you get your podcast from, and turn on your notifications so you never have to miss a episode when we drop one. Or you can go on YouTube, type in RWA Basketball, hit that subscribe button, same scenario. Put on your notifications and make sure you guys tune in. Hey, Shane, one more time, man. We want to thank you for your time. We want to thank you for giving us an opportunity to talk to you today. You obviously had, like I said, you went a different route with basketball, but it's in terms of university, but still, regardless, you still had a great basketball career and still continuing right now. So obviously, we want to see you back on the court soon. We hope that we can, continue to watch you play in the CBL this year. Are you going back? Hot take. Are you going back?
Nah, I'm not. I don't think I'm going back as of now. Just dealing with some injuries.
Okay. Well, speedy recovery to you. Hope you and your family stay safe, stay healthy, and like I said, we hopefully see you back on the court very soon.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.